Okay, first, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank each and every one of you for coming today to this press conference being held by the council majority. This conference is designed to address some of the issues that we as legislators have with the emergency financial manager here in the city of Benton Harbor. Number one, we believe that when he arrived in Benton Harbor, the process was flawed. When you go to another community to work in that community, you must first present your credentials to the elected officials, the mayor and the city council, and tell them that he's from the state, what his charge is. He didn't do that. He chose first to meet with ministers or someone else in the community, which was wrong. Secondly, we believe that government starts at the bottom and works its way up, not at the top and works its way back. We also believe that an ad hoc committee cannot usurp the authority of local elected officials who've been elected by the public to perform and do a job. And this is what happened. The Emergency Loan Board, which is an ad hoc committee, have chosen to hire and send a person into our community to usurp the authority and displace our community and our citizens. And we feel that that is wrong. We feel that the emergency financial manager has not consulted with the legislators as Public Act 72 said he must. He must consult with the local elected officials. Now he may do what he thinks he wants to do, but he must consult with us, and that has not happened. And secondly, it says that he cannot, the emergency financial manager cannot usurp the charter of the city of Benton Harbor or any other charter. And we feel that that has happened. He has done that also. And I'm sure many of you have read the Detroit News, the article where the emergency financial manager of the Detroit school system overstepped his authority. And a circuit court had to rule against him. And we believe this is what should be done here in the city of Benton Harbor. We have a number of issues that we disagree with the emergency financial manager on. We will read a few of those for you. I myself will read some, the Mayor Pro Tem will do the others. If you would bear witness with it here for a minute. Okay. The emergency financial manager, after December 30th, 2010, will assume these duties: city manager, fire chief, supervisor of the police chief, director of public safety, personnel director, director of planning and economic development, tax assessor, Department of Public Works, director of public works, treasurer and finance director, and also he'd like to be mayor and city council. He wants to assume all the authority in the city. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we know that that's not possible. President Obama does not have all the authority in the United States. There is a Congress that he has to report to, he has to work with. This gentleman has come in, he's done a number of things. A good example is, when he first got here, he said he wanted the mayor's office. You know, I didn't want to argue about an office. What's an office? The office does not belong to me in the first place. It belongs to the citizens of Benton Harbor. Everything in that office belongs to them, not to me. So I didn't argue, I didn't fight about that. I let him have the mayor's office. Next, he wanted to eliminate the mayor's commission's administrative assistant. He's done that. Lastly, he wanted to, I read this, now I didn't read the paper, now I heard it. Other people called me and told me that he wanted to shut off the mayor and commission's cell phones. He's done that. Everything he's done is against the mayor and the commission. He has a vendetta against us. I've only met with this gentleman twice. We scheduled a meeting, a third meeting, but before the meeting could take place, I voted with the council on an issue he did not agree with, so he had his secretary call and tell me that a meeting was not necessary, so we didn't meet. And I haven't met with him since then. If it's not good then it's not good now. I could go on and on and on and on and tell you some things that he had done against the mayor personally, which I don't want to do at this time. But let me just say, is he qualified to serve in these positions? Does he have the professional background? Does he bring an auditor general or accountant gives him the depth and width to be effective in these positions? Does he have professional experience in the above positions? The Commission, under the Freedom of Information Act, is requesting copies of every directive or resolution signed by the Emergency Financial Manager since April 1st, 2010. The Commission, under the Freedom of Information Act, is requesting copies of the following public procurement documents used to conduct the services, the contract lease, the services listed below by the City of Benton Harbor by the EFM since April 1st, 2010. Legal services, water treatment plant technician, public safety technician, advisor, trash collection, strategic planning, human resources, and employees only. The Commission, under the Freedom of Information Act, is requesting a copy of any and all budget submissions, not excluding an operating budget, to the Michigan Emergency Loan Board by the EMF since April 1st, 2010. The Commission, under the Freedom of Information Act, is requesting a copy of the balanced budget or the revised financial plan submitted to the Michigan Emergency Loan Board. The Commission, under the Freedom of Information Act, is requesting a list of all new hires, full and part-time, and a complete projected annual cost of their salaries, wages, and benefits, not excluding copies of every R100. The Commission, under the Freedom of Information Act, is requesting a copy of all layoffs conducted by the EFM since April 1st, 2010, including the names of the employees, their wages and/or salaries, benefits. Please include copies of the R100. The Commission, under the Freedom of Information Act, is requesting a copy of all monthly financial reports and bank reconciliation from April 1st, 2010 to November 30th, 2010. In addition, the Commission is requesting a summary of monthly expenditures since April 1st, 2010. The Commission, under the Freedom of Information Act, is requesting a list of all raises approved by the EFM for city employees and/or contractors since April 1st, 2010. Please include the employee's name, annual cost of wages, salaries, and benefits. Lastly, please explain the purpose of the raises and the impact on the city budget. The Commission, under Freedom of Information Act, requesting a summary of all city purchases of new equipment, vehicles, computers, or other capital expenditures. The Commission, under the Freedom of Information Act, requesting a summary report of the collections of Gene Clark Park, including parking fees, pavilion and park rentals, and concession stand rental income. In addition, the Commission would like a summary of how revenues were expended and the impact of those expenditures on the Gene Clark Park Court consent decree. The Commission, under the Freedom of Information Act, is requesting copies of all agreements proposed or executed designed to sell assets, including yet not limited to water plant assets, the Bobo Brazilian Army, lots, streets, land, and/or alleys. The city charter and state constitution prohibit any sale or vacating of land based upon Public Act 72 of 1990, where it's frequently asked questions of emergency financial managers. The Commission, under the Freedom of Information Act, is requesting a summary of all tax millages paid to local governing bodies, not limited to Brownfield, the library board, cemetery, airport, school board, and/or any other appropriate unit of government. Please also include remaining outstanding balances in arrears and/or payments to any of a unit of government since April 1st, 2010. I'm sitting here and I'm standing here and I'm thinking, this could have been a great fit for the city of Benton Harbor. But you cannot have one person trying to assume all the responsibility of a municipality. We have elected officials. I think for the first time, ladies and gentlemen, if we can attest, that more progress have transpired in the last 4 years than has transpired in the last 20 years in the city of Benton Harbor. Then they sent an individual into our community to more or less take over the city and control it. I always say, and I've said this before, we are a city under siege and under occupation. And that's exactly what's happening in this community. When you try and usurp the authority of the local elected officials, you in turn disenfranchise the citizens of that community who voted for those individuals. And that should not be. And I think that this press conference will attest to the fact that we are not happy with the emergency financial manager. We think that we would like to see him go back to Detroit, where he's from. And we have people in the audience from Detroit to give you more information on his role in Detroit, how he really functioned in Detroit. You know, if you can't be a little fish in a big pond, you're trying to go to a community where you can be a big fish in a small pond. And that's what we believe is happening in this community. And we do not think it's right. We disagree, but we're not being disagreeable. If he would work with us, we would have worked with him. And myself, I think that he's done so much to me that I don't think I can work with the gentleman. I think that there's no impasse. It's going to be very, very difficult. And I know that people in this community know that. I will work with anyone who's really sincere about working for the betterment and the welfare of this community. But then I will work against anyone who comes in, who works against my citizens, against my community, that we will have to fight it out. I don't think that was good. I don't think that was a good idea. Therefore, I have not been vocal. Many of you know that I have not been vocal since this gentleman's been here. He's done a lot of things that I didn't agree with, but because of the projects and programs that we have already on the drawing board, we're trying to institute and initiate, I didn't feel it was good for us to say anything. But we're at a point now that we have to do what we have to do. We have to take off the gloves and play bare knuckle or brass knuckle politics in this community. And I thank you. We'll turn this over now to the Mayor Pro Tem, Mr. Mark Obama.
Good afternoon. I would like to preamble my written statement by referencing a Wall Street Journal article. And the article, or the editorial, was concerning Hamtramck, which is right outside of Detroit, who had an emergency financial manager for 5 years. He balanced the budget, privatized all of the resources, cut all of the local people, and all of the resources were outsourced to other entities. And here we are in the editorial, the city manager is saying that Hamtramck can file for bankruptcy coming in February because they have no more money left. And the article was highlighting the 38 other cities in the state of Michigan that are under financial distress, and in certain cases worse off than the city of Hamtramck. Hamtramck has already taken a loan from the state, and here again they're sending another emergency financial manager in what is going to be the resolve. More cuts to the marrow of the bone. What is the solution? Another loan for the books to be balanced on the poor in the dwindling middle class?